It's Week 12 of the NFL.
And we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards.
It's the Lions and the Colts.
And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
PA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, the beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. Guys don't show up on game day hoping to win. They expect to win. And so far, they've yet to have a letdown.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their 9th-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Well, they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Well, the numbers for Gibbs from last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 44 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. 2nd down and they go back to Gibbs. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Colts pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious. And now, before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now, the question, was the knee, in fact, down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. To throw is Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Bates' kick is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts heading out for the first time behind their 22-year-old quarterback in his 2nd season now in the NFL, Anthony Richardson.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. From the shotgun, Richardson. And right away, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Lions offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's building his case for MVP consideration with each passing week. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season. And he's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw this. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Richardson looking to throw. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Kirby Joseph there to drop it. You talk about this Lions defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport.
It's now 3rd down.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Here's Richardson to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And no return here. Where will they spot him? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set to go once more. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Gone. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Here's Jack Fox on to punt. Fielded at about the 28. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Now it's Richardson. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Richardson under pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off play action, Richardson. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. I'm just impressed he held on to that football. You're coming across the middle on the crossing route like that, absorb that contact. Whew.
All we talk about in today's football is trying to get the football away from the offensive player. Sometimes you just can't do that, and you have to finish a play off with a good old-fashioned tackle, as we just saw.
Now we'll pause for the injured player, and it's Jonathan Taylor who's shaken up. It certainly would be a major loss for this offense. Hopefully he's okay. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Come on.
Play action. Now Richardson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Now it's Goff. That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, Goff. They've got his man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, hang on now, we're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Again, Goff setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down is right.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Goff now looking to throw. Throw caught by Raymond. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Goff. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Now the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
That's another one complete to Mitchell. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Now Richardson.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will take over.
The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a 17-0 lead in tow, they might not be too eager to press the issue here. Going underneath, Gibbs has it.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And they're going to speed things up here. Here's Goff.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. This time they stay on the ground. Room here to run. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts' 35-yard line. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll start in the black and blue division. Chicago hosting Minnesota at Soldier Field. And it's the Bears who have the lead. 2 touchdowns in that ball game for DeAndre Swift. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. The man in his second go-round as a Cowboy, Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke, a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. In that game, all tied with the visiting Patriots. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. They're going right back to Pittman. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Fighting to the ball carrier there was Carlton Davis, and he finishes that play off.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
And this complete to Mitchell. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Richardson working from the gun.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson
Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Goff now looks to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. Down the sideline he goes. Inside the 10. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Gibbs is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Now the try here for the point after. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Colts offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, a throw for Pittman is intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
First and goal, Detroit.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. A shotgun snap for Goff, eluding the pressure right. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll try to run with Gibbs. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is now an even 30. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
A short throw pulled in by Woods. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
And this offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Richardson able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Richardson looking to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Lions will take over. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
Now 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
A solid stiff arm. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Going back to Gibbs on first down.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Gibbs.
Ooh, with a juke. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 8. On the give, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, Offer a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
So for the Lions, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And now they'll have the short week ahead as they'll host their annual Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.